At this point, Alabama Power need to be investigated. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Who told y'all to keep sending us these high power bills? Ain't no way it take that much electricity for a little light and a little heat. Every time I see my power bill, I'm like, what? How is it that your power bill can be kind of normal and then it get cold for 2 days and it goes up $200 or $300? Somebody let me know. But then when the weather smooths back out, it go down $3, $4. Somebody let me know. Cause I stay in a little small house. I got a duo system on it, which is like with gas and electric. So in the summertime, I use electric to cool my house. In the wintertime, I use gas. So in the summertime, my gas bill goes down to like $10, $12. Wonderful. My power bill never goes down. So I called him and I was like, why is this power bill so high all the year round? Why ain't I ever catching a break? It's wintertime. I'm not even heating my house off electric. She was like, well, in the summertime, your power bill be almost $600 all the time. How? Don't nobody be there. And let me add, y'all, she said, we put you on budget billing. Ain't nobody told y'all to put me on no budget billing. Is anybody tired of getting these high electric bills from Alabama Power? Y'all tag somebody in the comment. Who responsible? Because I don't know if I'm going to make these bills so high. Y'all drop in the comments and tell me if y'all having the same problem.
Alabama Power, please, I know y'all praying on this cold weather. Please don't hit me hard this upcoming month. Because I'm dripping the water, and I've dripped the water every day this week. Every night. At this point, it'd probably be cheaper just let the daggone pipe freeze and bust and replace that one little section of pipe. Alabama Power is about to scorch our asses, just letting y'all know. They already raised the bill up enough. Ooh, y'all had one cold night in November. Let's raise it up $200. I can only imagine these 7 days in a row. I guess I'm going to have to get a second job. Just go ahead and plan ahead of time. That way, you know, I get that. If they hold that check. That's the only person. That's got to be the only person in Alabama enjoying this cold weather. Because they sure as hell ain't no snow on the ground. You just walk outside and turn into a snowman. A frozen ice cube. Not no snowman, ain't no snow. So the only person in the state of Alabama right now that's enjoying this freezing cold weather is probably the CEO of Alabama Power or whoever collects the checks. Yeah. Y'all know it. If you live in Alabama, you know Alabama Power about to scald our asses. Yeah, I said a bad word. I really don't care. They gonna get us. Watch and see. I'll pray for y'all. Y'all pray for me.
I'm going to go on another rant about Alabama Power, and I'm coming with receipts today. Let me give you a little backstory. When I moved over here about 3 years ago, I had called Alabama Power. Something ain't right. I had already had my HVAC checked. I live in a 1,200 square foot home. The power bill was over $400. There was no way, because I was keeping it on like 78 in the summer and in the 50s during the winter, but still having over 400 power bills. Anyway, I called them and they're like, we'll send somebody out. They sent somebody out. They said everything was running fine. Okay, but I did a sneaky little thing, and before I left for work that day, I flipped the main breaker because I wanted to see if they would lie about it. They did. They called me and they said everything was looking fine. I said, so the meter was running. Now at this point, I had one of the dial ones, right, that you could see it turning or whatever. And they were like, yeah, everything was running fine. I said, that's weird, because I flipped the main breaker this morning. Now he didn't show up till about lunch, and I left for work at about 6 a.m. So anything current wise that was still in the lines should have already been dead. And we'll have to get someone to call you back. 30 minutes later, this supervisor calls me and he's like, well, so you're saying that my best service tech come out and is lying? I said, yes, I am. And he started to get all loud with me. I just went ahead and explained to him my situation. I'm a single mother. These power bills are insane. I haven't been here a year, so I don't qualify for budget billing, but something is not right. he just kind of is like, in a year, you'll qualify for budget billing. That was pretty much the solution, but I said, there's no way that meter was running. Okay, well, one day I happened to be off of work and I was here during the day and my dog starts barking and I'm looking around and I thought, well, maybe it's the mailman out there, but I look and I see an Alabama Power truck sitting across the street. I'm like, that's weird. I popped my head out the door. I said, is everything okay? He said, yeah, I was just changing out this meter. I said, I didn't know anybody was changing out. He said, I don't know. They just told me to come change it out to one of the newer ones, a digital one. I said, well, what was wrong with the other one? Because I've had conversations and they told me everything was fine. He said, no, it wasn't giving a reading to like the main office. I said, oh, weird, because they told me it was perfectly fine. He said, I don't know. I just came out here. It wasn't his fault. But anyway, I just want to show you, because on June 29th, they done like some maintenance to the lines. They sent us out a notification and everything that it would be off from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Okay, so about 4 hours. It did come back on about 10:15. So from 6:30 to about 10:15. Now I'm going to show you the screenshot of my daily usage. Now you tell me how the daily usage with the temperature a little bit less on the previous day and the one after, that the power bill is still about the same with the power being off completely for 4 hours. Furthermore, I'm going to show you some of these graphs when my average usage per day is like $12.04, but when you look at it on this graph, it's over 14. It's just not adding up. They don't match. Make that make sense to me. People can barely afford to buy groceries, and I'm on budget billing now, which is about $300, but for months, I would say 4 months out of the year, I was a little bit over, but every other month, I was $50 to $100 under. So they finally readjusted it. They adjusted it from $319 to $300 when I was like $100 or more dollars under. $19. The math ain't mathing. Something ain't right. And I do know that Alabama Power is governed by the Public Service Commission that has not had an audit since 1983. If you stuck around for all that, make it make sense to me, okay? And I'll move on.
Hey, let's talk about Alabama Power just a minute and what's going on with these crazy rates. Normally it's Leah on here posting all these videos and things and sharing our life with you guys, but this kind of caught my attention. I have several foreclosures for 1 month of no usage, supposedly no usage, because I know that everything is turned off over there. I check it frequently. After every showing, I can tell you the HVA system is not in operating condition, so that's not been running. But for the month of January, I have actually it's $308.41. So what do y'all think? My current house is 6,500 square foot, and usage bill here is a little under $1,000. And I can understand that because with 5 kids, they're running in and out, leaving every light in the house on, never turning anything off. And we have 2 4-ton HVA systems that run pretty much all the time. And even with the cold weather that we just got, which that one's probably not factored in on the bill yet. But I'd really like to know where these rates are coming from and why they're so high. Another friend of mine owns a commercial building, and he went over there and physically cut the breaker off to the building, the main breaker on the outside. And he still had a bill for $300 and something with no usage. So somebody jump on here and tell me what the heck is going on. And let's see if we can get these guys audited.
Alabama meltdown. A lot of residents and citizens of Alabama are seriously crying out about the power expenses, the utility expenses, electricity expenses is on the high side in Alabama right now. The question is, why would such be? A lot of them gave us a breakdown of the expenses they make in previous years and the ones they are making recently. Just for you guys to know that these people are indeed suffering. These people are indeed spending a whole lot. When you spend 500 USD per month in getting your utility bills done, maybe last year, but this year you are spending 1,000 or you are spending 800. That is almost 2 times of what you were paying last year. The funny part of it is that maybe you are a salary earner and your salary is not increased, your earnings are not even increased, but the expenses are increasing daily. What do we call that kind of thing? This is sheer wickedness to the citizens. to the residents of Alabama in USA. I feel for them honestly, but keep watching, guys.
We just came out of the biggest utility fight the state of Alabama has seen in years, and I want to give you an update on the real story. Alabama Power has gone decades without anyone seriously checking their work. 1981 was the last time that really happened. And Alabama Power has been very nervous lately because tens of thousands of you have been making noise. They know that you're tired of their crap. Their answer to the problem? To take away your right to vote on regulators altogether. The bad news for them was that the people didn't like that. Y'all got loud and killed that bill. But Alabama Power was undeterred and came back with a bogusly named Power to the People Act, or Senate Bill 360. That bill did basically the same thing. It expanded the commission from 3 to 7, with 4 appointments happening immediately, and it created a new governor-appointed position that would control the PSC. We at Energy Alabama instead backed a bill led by Representative Mac Butler, which would actually start to address the core issues driving your high utility bills. For instance, Alabama Power's ridiculously high profits. But ultimately, Alabama Power hijacked the good bill, pulled most of the good stuff out, and instead replaced it with the garbage of Senate Bill 360. We didn't get everything we wanted. The final bill did not contain a real rate case, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend otherwise. I'm not a fan of moral victories, but I do want to acknowledge real wins. Alabama Power can no longer charge you for their lobbying. That's a win. The commissioners who oversee Alabama Power will still be elected by the people, even though, yes, some will be appointed in the interim. We cannot give up the fight. We can and must continue to push the legislature. They can no longer ignore this issue, and your voices have helped make that possible. We will hold Governor Ivey accountable for her appointments and hold the next governor accountable for their appointment for Energy Secretary. Alabama Power now knows that together we can all make enough noise to affect the outcome. Keep following, join our email list, the link's in the bio, because you can bet we're all going to need to get loud again. Alabama Power will be back, and we'll need to be back too.
Tired of Alabama Power? Yeah, me too. Let me let you know on some things that's happening today in Montgomery. So today in Montgomery, Alabama, there are several people and also content creators that are going down there to be seen, okay? To stand up and say, we're tired of this. We're done with this. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of ways that you can get involved even if you can't go today, okay? So I'm going to tag a couple creators, okay, that are laying it out and going out there and doing the dang thing. Energy Alabama, okay, they have several ways that you can sign paperwork, that you can, without even being there, let your voice be heard. There's another creator that I'm going to tag, and she is very diligently being out there and being the voice that we all need right now. I cannot personally go to Montgomery. I cannot take the day off of work. But what I did do is I did get on there and I did sign the paperwork. And I need you guys to do the same thing.
The truth remains that whatsoever anybody is passing through right now will still be pointed at Trump's administration, Trump's wicked administration, Trump's as an heartless administration, because a lot of them explain that previous years they don't spend such on electricity, but right now they are spending more. They are spending extra of what they were spending years back. And it all started in Trump's administration. Alabama has been, a lot of people there are crying. You guys listen to what all of them are saying. None of them are even coming from a positive angle or a positive direction. Okay, this is the reason why these things are happening, or this is the reason, or this is what the company or the organization in charge of the electricity is saying. Nobody is saying such. Just for you guys to know and to see that, no, things have really gone south. These people are in this suffering. Alabama people, they are in this suffering. Because for someone that has a family, how do that person go from there? The light is needed. This is not a case of, okay, I don't need the light, disconnect it and all of that. The light is actually needed. Imagine staying in a house without electricity. How would that be for you?
So you all agree your bills are sky high. So it's, of course, nighttime in my house. I've told you that our bill ranges anywhere from $600 to $700. Typically runs about it's usually like 680, or it's usually like 720, 740. It has been 780. It's nighttime. I'm in my room. There's no lights on. I keep a lamp on. Let me show you how cold it is in our house right now. So this is my kitchen. I have a lamp on in here so we can see at nighttime. And then a lamp on there. Our TV, that's the only lights in here. So let's go to this. It's 61 degrees in our house. 61 degrees is what we have to run with at nighttime. So I did turn my light on for video purposes, but some of you say, well, you're running too much. It was on all my comments. You know, people are running your lights, you're running too much of this, you're running too much of that. No, we're not. I promise you, we're not. We can't afford to. People in Alabama cannot afford to run all their lights and all the things. We just can't. We are number like 4 in the United States when it comes to the highest power bills, or we might have been number 3.
Special credit to all the original owners of this video using the creation of this video. It is solely for educational purposes and for analysis. Do want to like this video, do want to share to your friends and loved ones, and also drop a comment in the comment section. We'll be here to give you the latest, nothing but the truth. What is your take regarding all those things happening in Alabama City? Have you been there, or do you live there, or you have a relative staying there? Tell us in the comment section and see you all in our next video. Till then, bye.